up here.
Today, video is everything. You need speed, creativity, and consistency. With HeyGen, you can create the most lifelike avatar videos, 10 times faster than traditional production, scale across 175 different languages, looks, and platforms, all in 4K. Your clients want more videos, more engagement, and more results. HeyGen gives you the tools to deliver. Need personalized videos that feel custom? Done. Launch interactive, engaging campaigns that deliver more for your clients, and do it all without blowing the budget. No expensive studios, no costly talent, just beautiful, effective videos that drive results. And here's a secret. We used HeyGen to create me. Join the future of storytelling. Become a HeyGen certified agency partner.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're tuning in from. Great to have you all here. It's been a couple of weeks since our last agency webinar. Today, you have myself, Cathal, who helps out on the agency program, and my colleague, Raman.
Hey, folks.
We are super excited to share some of the latest updates. I can see there's lots of questions in the chat starting to bubble up already. But yeah, let's start with some super basic slides, just 2 or 3 for those of you who are here for the first time. Maybe your agency is considering using HeyGen for some of your client projects. And yeah, we want to help you figure out how you can adopt HeyGen and educate you on how other agencies are using HeyGen. So without further ado, let's jump into just some super basic slides. What is HeyGen? HeyGen is the leading AI-powered video platform that helps businesses and agencies create, translate, and personalize content faster and more efficiently than ever before. Our main objective is to help agencies scale their creativity while keeping costs low and making sure that turnaround times are as quick as possible. In the past, video production took weeks to months. It required ideation, scripting, casting, localization, scouting, post-production, localization, and then often reshoots. With HeyGen, we completely streamline this process and help you go from idea to end video faster than ever before. And then you can see a nice quote here from one of our biggest agency customers, the Publicis Group, on how they are using HeyGen and generative video as a whole. So, with that said, Roman and I were talking a little bit before this webinar, and we said we would like to start by sharing a little bit on one of our new customer stories from our customer Miro. And I can share a link in the chat if you want to read this case study in a little bit more detail. But whether you're a seasoned HeyGen veteran or you're new here, this is a super interesting insight into how one of our enterprise customers are using our platform. So I'm going to play this for a little bit over a minute.
Hi, I'm Steve Sowery, and I'm a multimedia designer for Miro. So my job specifically is to teach people how to use Miro. And so we go through educational content. We teach people how to use it, where to click, how to get the most out of the product. In tech, there's always an evolving product. And tech moves so fast that it moves faster than we can produce these videos. So if we've shot this video and 2 weeks go by, we're about to launch it, and they tell us that they've actually changed the name of a feature, now we would have to go back and reschedule that shoot. With HeyGen, we don't have to go back into the studio. We can just take that avatar, upload the new script on what it's called now, and within the same tone of voice, the same facial expressions, the lip syncing looks perfect, we can just insert that new clip to cover over whatever that change had been. That means that our content can be more evergreen. On top of that, once we finally have a finalized product, now we can translate it into multiple languages, and that's been an unlock that's actually never been something we've been able to do before. It used to be where we would make 5-6 videos every 2 weeks, to now we are 5xing what we're releasing now, because we have those tools of being able to fix things in post, so the speed is increased there, and then we can also translate those videos into multiple languages, which has never been possible for us before. This is going to be the next evolution of video production.
So yeah, super cool customer case study there. I also shared the link in the chat in the HeyGen community, if that's where you're tuning in from today. Highly recommend tuning in from there, because we have the Q&A option, and we also have the links that we'll be sharing throughout this webinar. So yeah, really like that. Great to see some of our enterprise customers getting so much value from the platform, and really nice to hear just from the horse's mouth how they're using the platform and why it's important to them. Thank you for all the questions. Most of them I'm going to leave towards the end of this session, but there is one that makes sense to jump into now. And this is from Mr. Heyman, and it said, how do we become an agency partner? And that leads me quite nicely into this next slide. So this next slide is a screenshot from our HeyGen community. I'm also about to send a link in the chat for this, but this is where you can become part of the HeyGen agency community, learn what other agencies are doing, but most importantly, you can see here on the bottom half of the screen, part 1 of our HeyGen for Agencies certification. So this is a 7 or 8 step process where you can learn the fundamentals of HeyGen, submit a couple of videos for us to review, and if we think the videos are of high enough quality, you can become a certified HeyGen agency. You get a nice badge that you can add to your website, and you also unlock some discounts where you can get a HeyGen enterprise license at a discounted rate just for agencies. So check that out. What I will also say is you can see we've added a new HeyGen for Agencies Jumpstarter guide. Thank you, Raman and Allison, for their work on that. But this is a really great jumping in point if you're new to HeyGen and you're trying to figure out what other agencies are doing and how should you actually use some of our tools and the different features and functionality that we offer. This is a pretty great overview of everything that we're helping agencies with. So I'm also going to share a link in the chat to that. We'll also include it in today's follow-up email, but make sure you check that one out. It is, yeah, super new. We just updated it recently. Perfect. So yeah, for the rest of the call, we have a couple of things we want to do. We want to make sure we answer all of your questions in the chat, so keep them coming. Please use the Q&A field if you are in the community. And then we want to cover kind of some of the new updates since we last had a agency webinar. For those of you who've been in the platform in our studio, you're going to notice there has been quite a few updates there, with the biggest one being the release of Digital Twin. So just to set the scene a little bit, a couple of months ago now, we released Avatar 4, our newest model, which was able to turn images into super realistic videos. We have now taken our Avatar 4 technology and applied it to video avatars that you create of yourself. And we're seeing some super great results. But we thought today it might be great to get share a little video from Adam Halper, our product manager who has been working on this, to really set the scene around Digital Twin before Raman and myself jump into the platform and show you what it's all about. So I'm going to pass it over to Adam here, and a combination of the real Adam and Adam's avatar is going to explain why Digital Twin is important and why it's worth paying attention to.
Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to create realistic videos of yourself using our latest Avatar 4 for Digital Twin model. You may have seen a lot of realistic AI videos on the internet recently, but this is different because this is the first model that lets you authentically digitize yourself, so you don't just look like you actually move like you really move in real life. Other AI video models, it might look realistic to a stranger, but anyone who knows you will immediately be able to tell that's not you because your gestures and expressions don't match how you naturally move. And this feels inauthentic to viewers, especially when every video you create, you have a different talking style and personality. And that's why we created Avatar 4 for Digital Twin. This is the first model that actually trains on your video, so it learns how you move, and then when you enter a script, it animates expressively so your gestures and expressions match what you're saying. Enough talk. Let's get started. So the first step is to create our digital twin. And now what we need to do is upload a piece of video footage. And this is what it uses to learn how we actually move. So in this case, I have this video recording of myself. Generally 2 minutes of footage is fine. Then you tap next. And then once you submit, we go through quality checks to make sure the footage looks good. Awesome. So my avatar's ready. Now all I need to do is go into Studio, and here I turn on Avatar 4. Now I can enter any script. So here I'm writing my script, and I go ahead and submit, and it's as easy as that. Awesome. The video is ready. Let's check it out. Discover the future of healthcare with the new IP digital twin model. This technology creates a virtual replica of your intravenous system, allowing real-time monitoring, personalized treatment plans, and improved safety by simulating how your body interacts with IP therapies. Wow, that looked pretty real to me. I don't know about you, but we'd love to hear what you guys think. Leave your thoughts, questions in the comments, and excited to see you start creating your own videos.
So yeah, super cool video there from Adam, kind of showing you a little bit about Digital Twin. I don't know who from the HeyGen team has been adding all of the background music to our videos, but it's improved a lot. I found myself kind of having a little boogie there. But yeah, Raman, with that, how do you feel about jumping into the platform and giving everyone just a quick whirl around?
Let's do it. Let me share my screen. Here we go. Can everybody see my screen?
Yep, we can see it.
All right. So for those of you that have never logged into HeyGen before or just started using it, this is the homepage. So welcome to HeyGen. What I'm going to cover today is just fundamentals of the studio and some of the new things we've added to the studio. So if I wanted to create a video, the fastest way to do that is clicking this button on the top left, just clicking create video. And you can choose either portrait, landscape. I'm going to do portrait since my avatar is in that mode. So it'll open. You'll have Annie here. This is one of our more popular avatars. This is one of the ones we provide. But for today, since we're going through digital twin, I'm going to add my own. So the way I would do that is click avatars here. Here are some of the avatars I've created. And here is my digital twin. So as you can see here, if we switch this on, that is basically telling HeyGen, we want to turn on the Avatar 4 digital twin engine. If it's off, it's not going to turn on. So if you're wanting to test it out, just make sure that that is turned on. Okay, so what can we do in the studio? So first on the side here, we have the text editor. And the most simple thing that we can do is input a script. And there's a couple things that you can do. You can copy and paste a script that you've created, one that you've maybe generated in ChatGPT, or if I do this backslash, I can upload a script, or I can even record myself or upload an audio that I've already recorded in the past, and then it would then layer over my avatar. But for this, let's say that I just wanted to say, this is the future of video content with AI, exclamation point. And I'm going to call this test. What we can do from here is we can have a listen, see how this sounds.
This is the future of video content with AI.
Right. So that's our initial script, right? Let's say that I maybe wanted to add some emotion to this. Maybe it sounds too monotone for me. One of the things that we have added is something called the voice director. And so this is where you're basically assigning emotions to your actual script. So as you can see, we have some generated or some examples for you that you guys can use. So for example, excited, if we wanted to have an excited tone, HeyGen has already created a prompt for you to create an excited tone, but you can also input your own basically description of how you want this to be delivered. As you can see, we also have other options that you can mess around with, but let's say that we wanted it to be excited. We can take a listen now and see, and if it's not what I want, we can continue to tweak this prompt until we get it just right. But let's take a listen. It may be really animated, maybe not enough, and depending on that, we can tweak it.
This is the future of video content with AI.
So there you go. So there's a little bit more emotion there. I'm sounding a little bit more excited. And as you start to add more to your script, some of the things that are going to be relevant is something called pauses. So as we add more script, there is going to be a need to add pauses to have a more natural delivery. And so if we take a listen and we're like, we're not actually hitting on this comma here, what I can do is hit this backslash, I can add a pause, and now when I'm going through this script, my avatar will then pause for 0.5 seconds. And we can tweak this all the way up to, I think, about 3 seconds of pause time, but this may be just right. From here, I'll take a second to pause, call anything that you want to mention on the text editor side of things before I kind of move on to some of the elements.
Yeah,
here.
no, it looks great. Yeah, I know since the last webinar that backslash shortcut is new, so thanks for showing folks that. That is essentially, yeah, you just click the backslash and then you'll see like the pop-up options of all the different shortcuts there. So thanks for everyone's feedback on getting that shortcut added.
100%. Okay, so now let's say that we're creating maybe a longer video and we want to start to add more elements to this. Maybe we want to add some B-roll or some different features to this video to make it pop a little bit more. What we can do is we can add basically what's called a new scene. And I would do that by either clicking this right here, or I can click this button right here and HeyGen would add a scene. And let's say that we want to start to add maybe some B-roll to this. What we can do is we can delete my avatar and we can still have a script where I'm still running through like the text that I've inputted. So inputting a script. And let's say that we want to add some B-roll. The way that I would do that is I would click media and I have a couple different options. Number one, we have stock images and videos that you can use and you can prompt. So let's say that we want an office background. This is images of an office. Or if we wanted to do a video, we can choose some of the options that we have here. And we can change the orientation to make sure that it's aligned. And as this loads, we can see some of the different options that we have here. So let's say that we wanted to be more creative and maybe we want to generate some type of B-roll that we're envisioning. Well, one of the new updates that we have, for those of you who haven't heard, we now integrate with different AI models to generate these images and videos. So as you can see, here are some of the different options that we have. And you can see some of the things that I've generated. As you can see, I have a flying car through San Francisco, a university campus, lions in the savannah, and I think this one, my prompt was majestic mountains. However, again, we can input a script of something that we're looking to have. So maybe we're saying like cat playing with a yarn ball. We can then generate this, and this can either be a video. And so here are some of the video models that we integrate with: VO3, Seedance, Kling, Halo 2 Pro. And again, want to make sure I have the right orientation and I can generate. And then HeyGen would take a second to generate this. So let's say that I like the university campus. There's a couple things that we can do here. Number one, we can set it as background so it's fitting. We can also, in our transitions or in the process of going from one scene to another, start to add transitions. This is another thing that we've recently added, and the way that you would locate that is down here. So let's say that we want some type of fade, maybe we want a flow. We basically have different options on how we want each scene to move to the next. So let's say that I want this to fade into the next scene for me to then move to this university campus. We have the ability to do that. That's one of the pieces of feedback that we've gotten, because before we just had scenes that would move from one to another. And now we're trying to kind of make this experience a little bit more visual and appealing. And one of the things that we wanted to do was basically add those transitions. And so as you can see now, my video is starting to come together. Maybe I want to add another scene. And let's say that I want to apply this fade to all scenes. I can do that as well. And I can even add sound effects. So we can take a listen. So let's say that we like this sound effect and we want to apply it to all scenes. So now this video is starting to come together a little bit more. I can bring my avatar back in, and I'm inputting my new script. And from here, we can do some more. So number one, if we go back to the media, as Cahill said, we have music now in our studio. So let's say that I wanted some epic, cinematic, dramatic music. So we can add that in now. And now this music would basically be playing in the background. To have it be at certain scenes, but let's say that I want it to be throughout the scene, I can do that. And then also, if we're creating short form content, maybe it's going on social media, I want to add captions. And so we have the option to do that as well. And we can tweak the size, the color, and we can apply this to all scenes that we have. So I'm going to pause again for a second. Call.
Yeah, no, great stuff. I even learned something from that demo, so great job. Yeah, I think the big thing is like people are just starting to experiment with AI generating B-roll, and I know when we use the term B-roll, not everyone knows what we mean, but when we talk about A-roll, we mean, you know, Rahman, his avatar on screen, kind of like the main person in the middle of the screen. And then when we talk about B-roll, we kind of mean, you know, all the different elements that make the video more engaging. That could be, you know, background images, background videos. It might be essentially anything that isn't like the person in the center of the camera. So just remember, if you want to try out kind of some of the B-roll generation, whether it be images or videos, it's under that media tab up in the top bar. And it is a little bit hidden as well. You know, you have to click on generate next. We started to make this like more visible in certain parts of the product. We were a little bit slow to do that just until we got lots of feedback. But yeah, people are loving it. You're able to use Google's VEO3. You're able to use Kling. You're able to use Seed Dance, a lot of kind of very popular AI video generators right within HeyGen. And yeah, there's probably like one other thing, Roman, I might get you to cover, and that's just the final button on the top right. And this is screen record. So a lot of folks that we work with at HeyGen will use us to create, you know, training videos or tutorials. But if you click on that record button on the far right, you can record your screen within HeyGen. This could be like a screen recording of you showing someone how to use a certain piece of software or showing someone how to do a certain thing. You then have that screen recording within your HeyGen environment as one of your scenes. You can type in a text and do a voiceover. So yeah, it's a way you can create content even easier than before. Yeah, I think we've kind of covered all of the main things I wanted to cover there today. I might get you to hop back to the home screen for just one moment. We won't have time to jump into it in super depth today, but our new product placement feature, we updated our models with this in the last week. So if you had tried this in the past and you liked the results, or you've tried it in the past and you thought the results needed to get a little bit better, highly recommend going back to this again and trying it out. This is where you can upload an image of a product and upload an image of an avatar, whether it be yourself, one of our stock avatars, or someone else. You can then create kind of this UGC style content where a person or the avatar is holding the product that you upload. And yeah, I have been super impressed with the recent results here in the last couple of days since we made our last update to that. So thank you to our AI research team for making that upgrade. And yeah, it's been great to see such positive feedback there. Yeah, so I suppose now we might start jumping into some questions. Just a couple of call outs. Call out number one, in 30 minutes time, we have another webinar with our partners, ElevenLabs. It's going to be a super cool event, whether you can attend it live or you just want to sign up to it and watch the recording later. Highly recommend checking that out. So we will be wrapping this webinar up shortly once we go over the questions. A big stay tuned for next week. We have some exciting announcements coming across the HeyGen universe next week. More than one exciting thing. So yeah, I think Tuesday or Wednesday next week, highly recommend checking out our socials. I'm sure you'll see it online, but big news coming soon. And yeah, now I'm going to start jumping into some questions. And there's just been a lot of questions around kind of Avatar 4 credits and generative credits as a whole. So I'm just going to try to cover that. So yeah, Avatar 4 generative credits are our new models essentially. Avatar 4 is super expensive to run on our side. It uses a lot of compute power, so it is a product that's more limited compared to in the past where we had completely unlimited usage. Every account gets 10 minutes of Avatar 4 a month. Once you run out of Avatar 4 credits, you can purchase add-ons within HeyGen. So if you go to your settings, you will see an option to purchase additional add-ons. You'll be able to purchase add-ons on any of our paid plans. Let me see what other questions are here. Yeah, enterprise agency accounts include more generative video credits. So as part of your package, you get quite a large number of generative video credits, and you can also now purchase them at a discount as well. So if you are using a lot of Avatar 4 and are interested in an enterprise agency account, please let myself or Raman know. The credits on the consumer plans do expire as far as I know. The paid add-ons, so they don't last forever. Question here, do you think HeyGen will update so any avatar can become an interactive avatar instead of just a digital twin? In the short term, the answer is no, but it is something that we're aware of. We do want to make it much easier to create interactive avatars. Right now, there's like a filming process. It requires 3 specific steps in the video. Silence and listening, talking, and then kind of silence and listening again. But we want to get to a point where you can just upload an image and create a really realistic interactive avatar. So that's coming soon. Another question here from Manu, looking for a link on how you can utilize your clone to be on a Zoom meeting. This is a feature that we developed quite a while ago now. It's not something that we've invested in that much from a product sense, so there's actually no way to add your interactive avatar to a Zoom call at the moment. I'm sure we'll bring this back if we start to hear folks are interested, but we are kind of upgrading our interactive avatar platform now. In the next couple of months, you'll see some updates around that. And once that's done, we will probably circle back to kind of figuring out how you can add your interactive avatars to Zoom meetings again. Next question has been answered. How do I become an agency partner? We'll send a link to the certification on the follow-up email. And then here, what happens if I run out of Avatar 4 credits in the middle of my subscription? Can I top up? Yeah, you can top up additional credits at any time. Another good question. Testing the new avatar features are using credits. Is there a way you can test without using credits? No, there's currently not, but that's why we include 10 minutes of Avatar 4 generation for free each month in your account. You can think of these as test credits, so you can try out what we're working on, our new and improved models, and then if you need more, you can purchase that as an add-on. Great. Great. I see. My company would love to know more about enterprise credits as I have an agency and it is undergoing a revamp. Yeah. If you're an agency, we have a program for you to really focus around agencies that are trying to scale up their usage, work with more clients. We kind of tell people the agency program is built around 3 core pillars: service, support, and scale. So yeah, definitely get in touch with an agency team member specialist if you want to be educated more on how to use the HeyGen platform and how other agencies are having great success kind of using our technology to serve their clients. Great. I think we have answered all of our questions for today. And yeah, super cognizant of the fact that we have another webinar with ElevenLabs coming up shortly. So want to make sure that we get off the airwaves and leave it teed up nicely for our next team. Roman, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Carl, always end on this question. If I'm somebody who's just getting started with HeyGen, I want to learn more. I want to be an agency partner. Like, what are the best next steps for me?
Yeah. I definitely think that new guide that we spent a bit of time, the Kickstarter guide for agencies, is a really good starting point. It helps you understand of kind of like what good looks like in terms of other agencies using our technology. Have a read through that, get into a HeyGen account, whether it be a free plan or a consumer grade plan, start making some videos, approach some of your clients and see which of your clients are interested in, trying out this new technology. And then once you have a couple of clients on board and you've used it for a couple of projects, that's when you should, reach out to our agency team and talk to us about how you could scale this up and kind of get even more out of the HeyGen platform. And yeah, once you've checked out the guide, there is a link in the guide to start your certification so you and your team can become a HeyGen certified agency. We also have a heygen.com/agencies website where you can see some of our certified agency partners there and see the type of videos that they're making for their customers. So thank you, Roman, for sharing that link in the chat. And thank you, Sonny, for sharing the link to the ElevenLabs webinar. Wonderful. So yeah, we're going to leave it there. We will be back in a couple of weeks for our next agency webinar. And again, stay tuned. Exciting updates coming next week. And yeah, reach out if there's anything we can do to help you or your agency out.